if you're watching this video, you're down the rabbit hole. The exact same one I was down, which is researching these portable gaming PC handhelds. And this area is just evolving in the right way. Now, I have 2 out of 4 of the big dogs, really 2 out of 3. Only 3 of them can do standalone gaming like these, but there's one that's a, I guess, streaming device, which I think we can accomplish here. But that's the whole point of this video. As someone who uses a high-end gaming PC, you know what I mean, of the $3,000 to $4,000 price tag, plus, you know, i9 and, you know, 4080, all that good stuff, and yeah. Whew. I like high refresh rate, high frame rate FPS gaming. You know, play a lot of COD, and I'm quite competitive. Now, I just got my first gaming laptop, the Lenovo Legion Slim 7i with the 4070 and i9, and that thing opened my mind up to being portable while playing COD. But it's not as portable as these are, and that's where it all happens. So, first thing first, let me get in hand first impressions of these two. These are the top dogs. The Asus ROG Ally with the, you know, the top. And then we have the Lenovo Legion GO. So let's go. All right, you guys, so it's day 2.5-ish. I spent the first day and a half literally setting these up. So I just want to make it clear. These are literally portable PCs, like full-on Windows 11, full-on Windows 11 drivers going crazy, graphic drivers, updates, and updates. Literally, your first interaction with this is not going to be gaming, it's going to be setting them up and getting all of your updates and drivers correct and on point. Now, the AMD driver, I had to do that manually, which required a lot of things. Listen, be prepared to search, find, and destroy. I'm just joking, but literally you have to search and educate yourself on how to get these, you know, rounded. There's a lot of Reddit groups that you can get into for the ROG Ally and the Legion GO. So either one of these you go into, at the end of the day, it's like the exact same amount of drivers. I had Xbox drivers, they weren't working until the next day. The same thing with the ROG Ally driver. The server was down, and then eventually it worked. So patience is key. I just want to put that out there for those of you thinking that you're going to get this and get straight to gaming. No, patience. The first day, set it up, get all your drivers right, do your research, and then after that, you can have your first gameplay, which I did last night, late last night, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. to 3 a.m.-ish. I started off with the Asus ROG Ally. This is the first thing. And I gotta say, the first game, absolutely horrendous, right? I'm like, oh, trying to get used to it, I didn't have my COD settings. I was playing MW3. Now, quick note, MW3, I'm seeing people talking about you could possibly get banned for using these handhelds. There's something triggering the anti-cheat. It's neither confirmed nor denied. Well, it's kind of confirmed on, I think, Lenovo's end, with them making an official statement saying that they're going to reach out to Activision and so forth. But we don't know exactly what's causing it. There's a lot of people saying, do this setting, that setting. I won't even dive into that. I'm just going to give a forewarning, which is why I purchased MW3 a second time specifically for this video for testing with a totally different account than my one that I have the camel grind on, because it's serious. I'm not going back through that again, and I don't want to get banned. Whew. Okay, fast forward. Beyond the whole ban drama and stuff, I played Call of Duty on the Asus ROG. First game, horrendous. Second game, after I got my COD settings right, I didn't have my controller settings right, and I got in there, I got in a rhythm. I think I dropped over 40 chops, 40, you know, I don't want to say the K word, but yeah, I had 40 chops, okay? If you don't know what chops are, I'm basically saying I got 40, you know, chops. And then the next game after that, I'm like literally close to what my performance would be on my gaming PC. I'm getting over 100 plus FPS on average on this thing. It's running quite significantly well. Now, I do gotta add that this display sizing I have to get used to, because I'm used to a larger, I think 32-inch is my main gaming monitor. And then I have the 16-inch Lenovo Legion Slim 7i laptop, which I've been dealing with and I enjoy as my portable. But now I have this. And this is a lot smaller of a panel. So I had to, first I was cranking like FOV to like 110, which is what I usually do. Then I noticed in shipments, you know, the dark areas I couldn't see. So I zoomed up to, I think, about 90. I'll say this, the ergonomics of this one is actually really decent. I had to find my placement, get used to holding a lot more weight, because my typical controller is this, the Xbox Elite 2. And this is a light load in comparison to having to carry your display along with your, you know, control gamepad. So Elite Series 2 Xbox controller, favorite controller, I love it. Now back to here, I put on my controller settings, got my COD settings right. I was cooking, basically. And I can see myself using this thing. I just have to get used to the weight and positioning. That's another thing. I'm not used to looking down for long periods of time, especially when I game. I'm usually looking upwards at my monitor, so I was trying to hold it up here. Had to get used to my grip and stuff. I just got to find my full, like, you know, I just have to find my placement with this thing. Outside of that, it was actually a great first impression. Now on to the Legion GO. Now this one has a larger display, so I was really excited to test this out because I wanted the larger screen. I went into COD. First game, absolutely horrendous. Second game, probably just as bad. And the main reason is these joysticks, the dead zones. Not the best in comparison, especially to the Ally. Oh my goodness, Ally did so much better with those joysticks. And these are like a better technology, like the magnet or whatever. But anything, I mean, it's arguable, I guess, because I'm all about performance. I'm playing FPS, highly competitive, and it's a lot of, and if your dead zone got you, your aim jerking, that's a no-go. So literally after the first terrible game, I instantly went to my Elite Series 2 controller, set that up, started gaming on here, had a far better experience. Then I was like, you know what? Let me put these Joy-Cons back on. They're not Joy-Cons, but you know, let me put these back on. Let me try to find a smooth point. And I tried to adjust the dead zones and COD. I kind of got like an okay setting. I still need to tweak it, but I started to do better. But I gotta admit, it's kind of disappointing considering that this one has the larger panel, and then I'm able to have that kickstand, which is really cool for like a portable PC vibe. Like this one has more of a portable PC feel. The other one's more of a portable handheld feel. Now this is not a comparison, but this is just me sharing my thoughts on these handhelds, right? So I have to continue tweaking on this one to see if I can find COD settings that are like comfortable for me to actually have a decent, you know, game and have a decent KD, you know. And that's where I'm at right now. First impressions, the Asus ROG Ally is looking like a more like handheld experience in comparison to the Legion. I'm still giving the Legion a chance. I'm gonna play with those dead zones. I'm gonna update you guys. So I just wanted to like fulfill my first impressions and my first gaming and my first, you know, interpretation of these two handhelds in comparison to my gaming PC and gaming laptop. I'm gonna get more in depth. Now let me get to tweaking and playing and enjoying these things, right? All right, yeah. If you don't see a video from me for a while, this is why. Woo! All right, I'm back after getting some real hands-on with both of these devices. And I got some interesting findings in between these two. Now, this is going to be lighthearted. I'm going to have more in-depth like verses, and we really going to go toe-to-toe. But I'm finna give you guys my real authentic first impressions. These are the top two I see in the game, especially if you want a Windows system, portable PC. These are the ones. And there's a lot of pros and cons to each. Okay, so the Legion GO, right? Let's just start here. The Legion GO. Big screen, love it. Kickstand, I love that. That's a real plus to this, because if I'm in the hotel, I'm posted up, throw that joint up on the little table. Ooh, I got my little thing, you know what I'm saying? But again, This is a bigger device. It's hefty. And I'll be honest, maybe it's something I could get used to the more I play it, but the ergonomics are not like 100,000, you know what I mean? On either of them, to be honest, but really here, it's like a awkward ergonomics. First thing first, this button right here, extending down here, I understand it's for the FPS mode, but a lot of unnecessary touches happen in here. Especially like right here, just from this part of my hand, boom, boom, boom. And in COD, that's my explosive. So I'm throwing a whole lethal right here on accident. But on this side, that's not an issue. This is what we're more traditionally used to, and this works. This, not so much. I will say I do like the 4 programmable buttons back here, considering the fact that I use the Elite Series 2 Xbox controller, which has 4 paddles. So I'm able to have the option of 4 bumpers, but I'm able to get along with just the 2 when I'm using the Asus only. So the size of this panel, I love it. The size of the panel, I love it. You know what I mean? Bigger screens, bigger things, just appreciate being able to see more, especially when you're being competitive, and you know, I can get a higher field of view if I were to have a larger panel. But I'm also not running a large field of view on the Legion Go. I'm doing like a 95, I think, or something like that. And I think I took it down to 80 on the Asus ROG. So I love the panel. Now I played full res, and then I toned it down to the third option, which is the something by 800. It's on the screen, okay? Now I like the high res just for the visuals, but I had to tone it down if I wanted more FPS, because on the high res I was only getting about 60 to 70 frames per second in MW3, you know, multiplayer, and I'm used to getting 200 plus. So yeah, that's a huge downswing, but I'll say this, I'm able to play and still enjoy it, except on here, this screen does not have VRR. And if you're used to using the screen, like I got a 240 hertz, 32 inch, 1440p little thing with all of that, you notice it. It's not like all the time. It's not like crazy, but it's there every now and then. I do like a crazy fast move and I realize like, hey, I just lost the screen a little bit. Now, if I drop it down to the resolution that's by 800, I was able to squeeze over 100 FPS, like 110 or so like that. And that's more of like my sweet spot that I like to be. But here's where things get real. The joysticks and the dead zones, right? A lot of people are talking about it. Lenovo is soon to release an update for their dead zones. So they are listening to the community and they're being proactive about it. So I think January 2024 is the ETA supposedly. We need that, because the dead zones are kind of like funky in here. Now I did my little tweaking to dead zones inside of Modern Warfare to help me. But, you know, I'm in a competitive game. Sometimes, you know, the joysticks get yanked a little bit. You know, it's just not activating in the right sensitivity zone on that joystick to get nice precision. You got to be very delicate and find that sweet spot and like stay there. Because anytime you go outside of that, listen, the aim gets crazy. So that's my biggest thing, is getting these dead zones dialed in on here, and maybe a more ergonomic option on these. And the beauty is that these are removable. So I feel like, you know, Lenovo has the option to maybe release a, you know, non-FPS ergonomic focused replacement for these. And I think that would just give this, you know, a nice like bump. It has so much potential, and it's doing well where it is. Like, I appreciate it for what it is. I appreciate the screen size. I appreciate all of the features, the kits, you know, caboodle, all that, the performance. This thing is really moving in a great direction. Yo, we are lucky in this day and age to have handheld mobile gaming on a PC level at this level. Now, the Asus ROG, I've been putting in a lot of time on here. When it comes to ergonomics, it's better. It's not a versus, I'll get it real, but like the ergonomics on the Asus ROG has kind of became more of my thing, but it's not perfect. This hard plastic right here. Now, what I'm used to is this Elite 2, which has this like rubber soft grip right here. Might be a little dusty, you know what I'm saying? This isn't camera ready. This has like this rubber right here, and this just makes it softer. Obviously it's lighter and all that, but another thing is I love the joystick quality in here. I wish we could get that on these. Put them here or put them there. Now these are really good. We're gonna get into the joysticks on the Asus ROG. I like the joysticks on here. It took a little time to get used to, but I got adjusted quick. By my second game, I was chopping. I told y'all that earlier, right? So I can use these joysticks. My thing is, from an ergonomic perspective, hard plastic like this going into my palm, not the favorite, but I have a solution coming for that. I'll let you guys know on that as soon as I get it. I'll share it with you guys. And I love the bumper placement. It's natural with where your hands fall. So it's just a natural movement to activate them. And I love that. It's like boom, boom, boom. Really well thought out in the design. It's just the hard plastic at the edges. They should have just wrapped this. You know, they got the perforated. They could have just did this with a nice soft rubber, whatever, TPU, I don't know, whatever that material is, and just had really given this the full on ergonomics. But it's honestly really good where it is. Another great thing that I appreciate on the Asus ROG for navigation is it has this cool desktop mode where the right stick becomes, hold on, let me show you guys. The right stick becomes the mouse, and then you just use the bumper as the click. So I really do like that. Well thought out, because they didn't give you a physical trackpad, like touchpad, like they have on the Legion, but I like that. I can deal with that without the touchpad. To be honest, the touchpad over there isn't the greatest. Again, this is not a versus, even though I'm giving y'all some sauce. Look, whoever chose to watch this, you're getting a lot of sauce. Oh, speakers. These speakers got some sound, volume, and presence. They're really good. Really good. Like, I was like, yo, these joints, I feel like I'm in COD when I'm playing it. So I really do like the speakers. And, I mean, there's a fingerprint sensor. Man, Windows with a fingerprint sensor for the login, I feel at home. You know, I use a lot of Apple computers. Fingerprint, bam, I'm in there. All in all, these are like full out Windows 11 machines. And man, this is like exciting. I'm very excited about this segment of gaming. You know, I typically game mostly on a gaming PC. I have consoles, I have a PS5, I have the Xbox Series X, but my primary go-to is the gaming PC. And recently, the Lenovo Legion Slim 7i laptop, I got that in the arsenal, putting that to use when I don't want to deal with the PC or be tethered. And then now, I have something that's even more mobile in the Asus ROG Ally or the Lenovo Legion GO. Now, there's going to be a question. Am I going to make a decision in between these two? What would that decision be? And those are going to be coming up in some upcoming videos. I got to spend more time with them, give them their proper due diligence and, you know what I mean, break them in and feel good to them.
What?
And understand them, use them, develop, you know what I mean? Get more gameplay on there with different games. I know I've just been mainly talking about MW3, but that's the game I'm into right now. But, you know, I got some Dragon Balls.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I got some, you know, Sonic. I mean, I saw a great deal on Horizon. I might grab that. CK was telling me about Mortal Kombat that is dope. I might check that out. You know, there's so many avenues you could go with these. Also, I want to see PlayStation Remote Play and some Xbox gaming on these. So a lot of avenues to cover, a lot of places to go. I know a lot of people have been touching on these, but they not me. Oh, that might have sounded crazy, but like, man, I'm just saying, man, I'm here to bring some fun and a different perspective. Not the, listen, I've been playing plugged in, 30 watts on both of them. Let me just put that out there. I will be testing unplugged with, you know, more modest and checking out the battery and all that. But again, I told you guys earlier, I'm a frame rate thought. But, you know, when I'm not being competitive, some of those other games, that's probably not necessary. I can chill out. You know what I'm saying? So I got you. Just, yeah. Stick around. I got work to do. You feel me? What a job to have. Ooh. You technology snobs. I done just about had it with all of y'all. Listen. Duck.
New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch. no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights, is sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my twin. I work through the night.